Hello everybody and welcome back to another EP video. Former President Donald Trump accumulated $31.2 million in his new political operation by the end of 2020, giving him a powerful tool to keep the Republican Party in his grip as he left office. Save America, a leadership PAC created in the aftermath of the 2020 election, is set to play a key role in Trump's plans to keep a strong hand in party politics, both to boost loyalists and also to seek revenge against Republicans he believes have wronged him, such as the 10 House Republicans who voted to impeach Trump in mid-January, and the 7 Senate Republicans who voted to convict him just yesterday. However, Trump cannot spend the PAC funds directly on any future campaign of his own, but he can use it to wield influence in campaigns in the midterm elections, pay his political advisors, and travel the country. And the more money that Trump stacks up in his committee, the greater his grip will remain on many elected Republicans who will fear that those resources could be turned against them. So it should be no surprise that Trump has continued to fundraise well during this period. The money that is left in Trump's PAC, detailed in a new financial report filed with the Federal Election Committee in late January, was mostly raised via grassroots fundraising appeals pleading for help with legal challenges aimed at the 2020 election results. But Save America spent very little money at the end of last year, reporting only $218,000 in merchant fees to Republican online donation processor WinRed. Furthermore, an affiliated joint fundraising committee, the Trump Make America Great Again Committee, has also filed its report. Recent fundraising calls from that group have said that it is splitting donations between Save America and the Republican National Committee, with 75% going to Trump's leadership PAC and 25% going to the RNC. But even after transferring over $78 million to the RNC, Save America, and Trump's campaign, the Joint Fundraising Committee still has nearly $60 million in the bank, and some of that is likely earmarked for Save America, so the $31.2 million in Trump's new PAC could be at the low end of what he actually has at his disposal. Moving on, the former president has already used Save America to target Republicans he sees as disloyal. The PAC's most prominent target thus far has been Representative Liz Cheney, the House Republican Conference Chair and the most prominent GOP impeachment supporter. In doing so, Save America commissioned and circulated a poll that claimed to have found Cheney's political standing under siege in Wyoming after her vote. But ultimately, Trump's biggest weapon is his megaphone, and without his Twitter account, he especially needs the money to fund his desired political infrastructure. In some of his earliest post-White House political moves, Trump backed Kelly Ward for another term as Arizona Republican chair, after Ward consistently backed his election conspiracy theories in the aftermath of the November elections. And as a result, Ward narrowly won another term. Trump also endorsed former White House press secretary Sarah Sanders when she entered the Republican primary for Arkansas's open race for governor, supporting her over the state's lieutenant governor and attorney general who were both already running. President Trump's popularity has never been stronger than it is today, and his endorsement means more than perhaps any endorsement at any time, read a statement from Save America following Trump's meeting with House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy in late January. Now, as for the national party funds, both the Republican National Committee and the Democratic National Committee started the new year with plenty of money to spend. The once cash-strapped DNC is starting in an entirely different position in 2021 compared with the last presidential election, closing out the 2020 cycle with nearly $39 million in the bank and just $3.1 million in debt. Additionally, another $40 million is also earmarked for the committee, a total left over by its joint operations with President Joe Biden's campaign. That would leave the DNC with about $75 million in cash on hand. And therefore, the now flush DNC is in a better position than ever before to build out its operations under the Biden administration. This is also largely due to the committee drawing enormous power from its small donor program, drafting off anti-Trump energy that drove Democratic candidates and groups up and down the ballot over the past 4 years. In 2020, unitemized contributions totaling $200 or less accounted for more of the DNC committee's direct donations than those from larger checks. And the new DNC chair, Jamie Harrison, is deeply familiar with the power of online fundraising. As you may remember, he smashed records in 2020, becoming the most well-funded Senate candidate in history before losing his race in South Carolina, largely through those grassroots donations. As for the RNC, they had even more money in the bank at the end of 2020 than their Democratic counterpart. The committee reported over $80 million at the end of the year, a number that is most likely just a floor. Like Save America, Trump's leadership PAC, the RNC is likely entitled to at least some of the money that the Trump Make America Great Again committee is holding in its coffers. The Republican National Committee will also be led by Ronna McDaniel for another cycle, a close ally of Trump who has nevertheless insisted that the party would be independent in any future presidential primary, even if the former president throws his hat in the ring once again. But going forward, it is not yet clear whether either party will be able to maintain the same fundraising pace without Trump in the White House. While Democrats benefited from furious backlash against Trump from their online donors, Trump also built an enormous online fundraising list that directed millions to the RNC. So time will tell. That is all for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. Please make sure to follow EP Official on all of my social medias linked in the description down below. Also, make sure to comment your thoughts and opinions in the comment section, and please hit the like button if you like the video as well. Subscribe if you haven't already, please, 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 and thank you all so much for watching. Check out more content from my channel here, and as always, tune in next time. EP out.